Okay, well that's UFC 119 in the books. Bit of a letdown to be honest, overall. But a vast improvement on last month's disappointment. 118 was a real letdown with some of the matches they had there. Before I get on to 119, just like to say Sunday versus Aberdeen. Not the greatest bit of football I've ever seen, but some decent stuff. Um, Getting a 2-0 down, being 2-0 down to Aberdeen in the early stages of the match, real worrying. Because anyone who knows me knows that I would support Celtic over Aberdeen, basically. So for us to be 2-0 down and then win the game 3-2 is quite a pleasure, it has to be said. As far as the game was concerned, as I said, very disappointing from a footballing standpoint, but it's a lot of nasty fouling as you would expect, coming from a Rangers Aberdeen game. They're nasty. If you haven't seen an Aberdeen Rangers game, really check it out. It's worth it just for the violence, to be honest. Anyway, UFC 119 in the books, and we kicked off with Melvin Gollard versus Jeremy Stevens. And I mean, it literally looked like it was going to be over in the first seconds. Gollard took a hit from Stevens and he went down, and it really did look like he wasn't going to get back up. But he did. Stevens just wasn't quick enough to catch him with anything serious, and the crowd really started to get brassed off, and that was one of the lowlights of the night for me. Was the crowd. It was a terrible crowd. I didn't appreciate them at all because they didn't appreciate what the guys were out there doing. Having said that, though, that makes me a bit of a hypocrite because I'm going to be making it clear I wasn't too keen on a lot of what the guys were doing tonight anyway either. Uh, Decent amount of duck and dodge, but really I don't know what the fans were complaining about because it was okay. 50 seconds left, it looked like Stevens might pull off a huge upset, but Goulard recovered, and I would rate it first 2 rounds to Goulard, third round to Stevens, but we got a split decision out of it, so who knows where the judges were coming from. Crowd weren't too chuffed, as I said, but that was true of a lot of what was going on tonight. We then got Sean Shirks return to the ring after 16 months, I think it is, taking on Jeff Dunham, and basically, not Jeff Dunham, fuck. Forget me, it's 12:15 at night, I'm half asleep. Anyway, I really did think that Dunham was going to win this, and Dunham got some serious submission work on to Sherk. He really, lesser guys would have been beaten, but Sherk just kept on getting out of these really, really good guillotine attempts. Lucky. And I mean, the fact of the matter is, I haven't seen blood like I saw coming out of Dunham in a long time. Sheck really hurt the boy. Got really annoyed at the crowd again in this one because there was a point where the audience were chanting knee, knee, knee to Sherk, and he couldn't because Dunham's hands were on the floor. So whether or not these people were bandwagon jumpers or whether or not they were true fans just trying to get Sherk disqualified, I have no idea. I mean, Dunham pulled off a brilliant head kick right at the start of the third round, but Steve Sherk survived, and they just traded blows for the last couple of minutes. I would have rated it round one to Sherk, round two and round three to Dunham, but oh dear, hang on. Yeah. But the judges didn't see that way. It was a split decision again, and it went in favour of Sheck, and I think that's because of the visible damage that had been done to Dunham. I mean, this boy was bleeding really badly. But credit to him, he did escape. I think it was three or four very serious guillotine attempts, and he managed to survive the match. So I suppose, well, I would give the match to Dunham. I can't complain too loudly about Sheck getting the win. Chris Little versus Matt Serra, hometown boy, got cheered the whole way. Slugfest, slugfest, slugfest. Sarah was getting hammered a whole lot of the match, to be honest. I wasn't particularly impressed. Sarah was, I mean, there were hammer shots going on here. The 30-second mark seemed to be a curse for Sarah at this point, because it seemed 2 minutes 30, 1 minute 30, 30 seconds, and he was in trouble on all three of those occasions. Started to do a bit more in the third round, did Sarah, but it was too little, too late, and I'd have given all 3 rounds to Little, and the judges did as well, which is, I think, about the only time of the entire night the crowd actually cheered anything that was going on. Ryan Bader versus Little Nog. Wow, this was boring. I mean, this Regeria Noriega is not his brother, not by any stretch of the imagination, and this was just dull for the most part. There was some excellent ground and pound early on in the first round, but nothing successful came out of it. Couple of takedowns by Baden in the second round, but they didn't go anywhere. I mean, any takedown that was done, it just didn't go anywhere. Really one of the most incredibly dull UFC fights I've ever seen, to be honest. And I gave all 3 rounds to Bader. But it's not really saying much when you consider what a snooze fest it was. And Miko Croc versus Frank Mir, I had bad feelings this was going to be a dodgy match simply because of the clash of styles, and it was. As Rogan said on commentary, it really felt like a sparring match at times. It did not feel like a UFC match. And too much hugging on the fence. I think at one point they were actually talking to each other. They just weren't taking this seriously at all. Quite early in one of the rounds, Mir took a fairly nasty knee to the hairy beanbags. But what was quite funny about that was the rest of the match, it did actually look as if Little Frank was trying to crawl out the top of his boxer shorts, so that made for amusing viewing, which was nowhere near as amusing as the still photos they put up before the fight. Mir's photo was hilarious. It looked like he'd been stung in the butt by a wasp. It was ludicrous. But again, dull. I lost count of the amount of times Herb Dean had to split the 2 guys up, to be honest, because they were just standing there hugging, doing nothing, and it was really quite pathetic. And then in the third round, Frank Mir just landed a knee right to Crocup's Coupon, and he went down, knockout. Only match of the night that actually went to, that didn't have to go to the judges for a decision. But overall, it was a decent card, better than 1 minute. Still, that's not saying much. I've seen a lot better, and I'm hoping that UFC 120 from London time is far better. Might do one of these at the weekend when Rangers play Hearts. Depends on whether or not the game's worth talking about. As I say, the Aberdeen game wasn't, so I just added a little bit on at the start here. I definitely will do a video for Hell in a Cell. That's on Sunday night, so I'll be watching it Monday night. Be interesting to see if they can do better than they did at Night of Champions. I don't think they can. They've only had 2 weeks to hype up a pay-per-view, but some of the stipulations added to the matches, and I don't mean the actual matches themselves, but you know what's going to happen if you lose your match. There's some possibility in there for some decent booking, if nothing else. Adios.